How do you deal with confrontation? I think the answer to that depends on our personality, our background, our culture. Some cultures are more cultures of deference, particularly to older people, to elders. Other cultures are more individualistic, and we're happy to stick up for our viewpoint. Our personality also plays a factor, doesn't it? But some of us, you see, like to just bury things, sweep them under the carpet, and other people seem to be defensive and confrontational about everything. And both responses can be unhelpful. The other thing we sometimes do, particularly if we like to avoid confrontation, is talk about it with everyone else instead of the people we should be talking about it with. Why are we talking about this? Because in our teaching series, we're looking at the book of Galatians. And we've got to a point in the story and in the letter of Galatians where the Apostle Paul says he needed to confront Peter, or Cephas to give him his Greek name. He says in the text, he confronted him to his face. He wasn't just moaning about him behind his back, but he confronted him to his face. Why? Because Peter had had a revelation from God that the gospel was for everyone, including the Gentiles, and he was eating with Gentiles and he was breaking the Jewish law in that sense because he knew the gospel of Jesus was the important thing. But now he was being influenced by some of the same people that were influencing the church in Galatia, who were saying, oh, you shouldn't do that. To be a proper Christian, you've got to follow the Jewish law. And Paul says, this isn't right. He had to confront Peter and call him out on this issue. How do we know when it's right to confront things? Have you ever had that moment where you just have a conviction? You just know, you're not just being moany, you're not just imposing your personal view, but you know this is from the Spirit. I think of 2 times, not with individuals, but in church meetings, not churches I've been the minister of, but where I felt compelled to say something. And on both occasions, my viewpoint wasn't followed, but I knew it was right to speak out. How do we know when it's right to speak out? Can we trust the Holy Spirit? And can we hold on to the gospel that it's about Jesus only? And we don't want to be putting extra rules on people and extra expectations. But Jesus is the one who saves us by his grace because he died and rose again. This is our midweek thought. Let's encourage one another. Let's bless one another as we continue. And if we have to confront, may we do it in gentleness and respect, as the Bible tells us to. We're back on this channel on Sunday for worship at 5, and we'd love to see you in our building. We gather at 10:30 on a Sunday morning. Do book if you possibly can. Keep in touch. God bless and take care.